Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 8, and this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 3 for this season, otherwise entitled Armageddon Part 3, the halfway point of this Armageddon event. So yeah, let's watch the trailer, and then of course, we'll talk about it.
In the last 24 hours, I've started having blackouts. I attacked my team, my family.
Flash went bad.
Don't you dare quit on yourself. Let's go blow this fuse.
We need to find Barry before Despero does.
The Flash Armageddon. 5-episode event continues next Tuesday at 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
So yeah, a couple of different things going on in that trailer. Obviously we'll get around to it, but of course last episode was just the epitome of insanity. Like, as I said in my review, it felt like I was going to be the one that caused Armageddon because I think it might have driven me insane in the best way possible. But of course, heading into Armageddon, one of the big things or big like phrases that was used was it's going to be Barry's worst day ever. And we saw that worst day ever in episode 2. God knows what happens next after it, but we saw this incredibly bad day where obviously Despero pushes him out there. He gets suspended from his job, which isn't good. Star Labs gets shut down. There's obviously other various things going on with Team Flash. And then, of course, to kick it off right at the end, we have the bombshell that Joe is dead. And he's not just dead. He died 6 months ago, apparently. And also he's gone insane. And apparently he's been attacking not only members of Team Flash, but citizens in Central City as well. He's just been attacking the public. So now he's just changed in their view. What is going on? But of course, right at the end of the episode, which is featured in this trailer as well, we see Barry go to the Hall of Justice and Black Lightning shows up. And we'll talk about some stuff that was mentioned quickly there that also sort of carries on into this trailer. But of course, before we break down the trailer and talk about everything going on or, leading into this third episode, we will quickly read out the synopsis or description for the episode, as that does give us a bit more context and everything like that. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various thoughts, opinions, theories, predictions, everything like that in the comments section down below. Always curious to read what you guys are thinking and what you're looking forward to the most in this upcoming episode. And of course, if you're going to enjoy this video and you're looking forward to this episode, Armageddon Part 3, want to drop a like on the video to show your support and excitement. Barry meets Black Lightning at the Hall of Justice after things take a dire turn with Despero. Iris suspects something is off with Despero's vision of the future, so she seeks help from a powerful ally. So just quickly in the synopsis there on that last bit, Iris suspecting something is off with Despero, so she seeks help from a powerful ally. We are led to believe that that is Dion Owens, who is the avatar or the person connected to the Still Force that was connected to her time sickness thing. So I think this episode, Armageddon Part 3, is going to address that time sickness thing she's been going on. That's been going on. That was like roughly mentioned in episode 1 when Barry and Iris were having dinner or whatever it was. But I don't think that's going to be a major play until post Armageddon, so episode 6 and beyond, and then they'll jump more into that time sickness thing. But I think it might be referenced in this episode while also dealing with some other stuff that will involve Dion Owens. But yeah, now very similar, let's emphasize very, to last episode's trailer, this week's trailer for episode 3 is very, very picky with what it chooses to show us, because we know for a fact, thanks to the extra details that being the guest stars for this episode that are provided alongside the synopsis for the episode, that Batwoman, Alex Danvers, and Ryan Choi are also in this episode alongside Black Lightning. And when I say alongside Black Lightning, I don't mean they are in scenes with him. I'm pretty sure the Black Lightning stuff will just be with Barry. But then again, I could be wrong in regards to that, but we are led to believe that, the Batwoman, Alex Danvers, and Ryan Choi stuff is not with the Black Lightning stuff. At least that's what we're led to believe. But yeah, in the trailer, I guess the opening half of it mostly is Barry talking to Black Lightning about the previous 24 hours that he has just gone through and experienced. And of course, we experienced it as well. And of course, those blackouts that he has been having where he has, of course, attacked, as I said earlier in the video, not only Team Flash, not only his friends and people that are on his team, but the residents and public of Central City. So he's turning from hero to villain in the public's eyes very quickly. Now, of course, this could be seen as a one-off and everything, and the public might be like, hey, give him another chance, but will there be another chance, or is that one more chance they give, the Flash going to be the one where he kills everyone? Like, what's it going to be? And then, of course, him not having any clue or even catching the vague hints that Joe was dead or is dead, and has been dead since May. So 6 months ago. Like, that whole thing, that whole period of last episode was insane. But of course, I'm assuming that he's going to recount those events to Black Lightning, and Black Lightning's going to be like, well, that's sort of messed up, isn't it? Now, one big thing that I'm wondering, I think we're all wondering about heading into this episode, and specifically Black Lightning as a character, is what is his role in this episode? Is he just going to be like an experienced head to help guide Barry through this? Or is he just going to talk to him as a fellow, member of this Justice League within the Arrowverse? I'm very curious to see how it plays out. We'll talk about something else at the end where he might play in. I just want to leave it as like one of the last topics we talk about in this video. But I am curious to see what his role is, because I think Grant Gustin said they filmed for about 3 days. Now are 3 heavy days of filming. So I'm not too sure how much screen time that's going to equate to. But I don't know, based off everything in the trailer, it seems a lot of Barry stuff is in this Hall of Justice, at least what they're deciding to show us. So I'm very curious to see how much of this episode Black Lightning is in. I'm going to say about half of it. That would be my prediction. I'm not saying he leaves about the halfway point, but I'd say about half of the episode he's in, maybe. Or maybe like a third. I'm not too sure. I have to wait and see. Now, one person that's back, or character that's back, that I wasn't expecting, I was surprised when I saw her, but we were told there's going to be more guest stars in this Armageddon event that were announced. Like, they announced the main ones from like other shows, but they didn't announce guest stars that were already characters within The Flash, if that makes sense. So we have the Top. She is back. Now, we saw her at the beginning of last season, in season 7, even though it was technically meant to be the end of season 6. But we see her in the villain bar where like Chillblaine worked last season, Froster worked there before. We've been there a few times. Now, I'm curious, is it Cecile that goes to see the Top? Because we did have those interactions between those two characters last season. However, it could be Frost. I mean, Frost was a person that went there. And of course, Star Labs is down, so I guess I don't know if they'd all want to be cramped in that little garage for too long. I think they might need to go out and get some fresh air, so maybe the bar is where they go. Now, I do wonder, will they use the Top in conjunction with Cecile's powers to go up against Despero's mental abilities, or at the very least misguide them? So they might be able to use their stuff to sort of like just mess with how Despero can track Barry specifically. Because the Top does appear to be in the makeshift Team Flash headquarters in the garage that was introduced last episode. So it seems that she goes there, maybe they work together to do something. Now, my guess would be it's to sort of mess with Despero, so at least my guess is so he can't track Barry, so they can sort of get in his head and sort of make him see, or at least maybe think that Barry's somewhere else rather than at the Hall of Justice. It just really depends whether Team Flash knows that that's where Barry is. They might not know that, but then I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But will they know that he's there? Flip at the coin, I don't know. Now, the trailer at the end does have Cecile opening her eyes with all like the rainbow sort of stuff going on. It makes me wonder whether she'll be a big player in this episode, just because she has also like the empath sort of mental stuff going on, that she could be this thorn in Despero's side. So I do wonder whether she would be some sort of big player within some episodes or the event as a whole. I think maybe towards the end she might not be, but at least in these opening portions she might be. So I'm wondering whether she's a big player in the episode. She had a decent role last episode in episode 2, so they might continue it on this episode as well. But something that caught my eye is that Despero is in Star Labs looking to be messing with that team that has taken it over due to the radiation stuff that's going on there. So I do wonder whether he's going to manipulate the people in there to make the meltdown happen. Obviously, it's very close to a meltdown. So I wonder if he sort of pushes that along, and this would be to get the Flash out, to lure him out so that he can face him again and potentially kill him. It seems that maybe when Barry's at the Hall of Justice, he can't be read by Despero. As I said, that could be because Cecile and the Top are doing something to sort of like make it so he can't track them, or it just could be that the Hall of Justice is somewhat protected. That might be a bit like over the top of it can be protected, but that's a possibility as well. But it wouldn't surprise me too much if that's what Despero is doing in Star Labs, manipulating the people in there so that it causes a meltdown or a potential meltdown, so the Flash has to come out and try and stop it. But yeah, this is the big word that was mentioned at the end of last episode, and I thought I'd leave it till one of the last things we talk about in this trailer: injustice. Obviously, this name and word has bigger ramifications in the larger DC universe, but I wonder if on the show and in the Arrowverse, or at least just this event specifically, and for this iteration of the Justice League, it is just a code word for if like one of them has gone bad or are having like their powers and abilities manipulated. I know you could say it's like a Tower of Babel sort of thing as well that they've done in the comics. or just like a combination of it all. So I wonder if there are like outlines on how to deal with that, and maybe Black Lightning uses those outlines on Barry in this episode, or Barry even asks Black Lightning to do it. We do see Black Lightning like charging up in the Hall of Justice during the daytime, so it seems to be like around that scene that we saw at the end of last episode. So it's a continuation there, because there's two Hall of Justice sort of settings. There's during the day, which is continuing on from the end of last episode, and then there's like a nighttime thing where there's like purple lights going on. So I don't know where they are specifically in the episode, but they're two different settings. But yeah, Black Lightning's charging up in like the day setting. But yeah, in regards to when he's charging up, this could be to use on Barry, or it could be for like another purpose completely. We don't know. The trailer doesn't give us a ridiculous amount of context. But yeah, I'm interested to see how far the use of the term injustice goes outside just that one little scene there, or if it plays into the event more. That's for us to wait and find out. And you never know. Maybe they're setting up a crossover for next season. I don't know. Maybe that's why that was name dropped. Who knows? But yeah, finally, as I said before, Batwoman, Alex Danvers, and Ryan Choi are also in this episode as guest stars, but they could appear late into this episode in preparation for episode 4, similar to Black Lightning showing up at the end of episode 2. He's there for like 30 seconds. That could be exactly what happens with Batwoman and Alex Danvers and Ryan Choi. But then again, Alex Danvers could appear similar to how she did in episode 2, just on a screen, just communicating. Ryan Choi could appear the exact same way. That's for us to wait and find out, but we just know that those characters of Batwoman, Alex Danvers, and Ryan Choi are in this episode at some point, whether it's 10 seconds or 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They're just in this episode. We'll have to wait and see how large the roles are. And finally, there's no promo images at the moment. If there are any of interest when they do come out, I will include them in a video over the weekend. That's for us to wait and find out if there are any interest. They might try and keep us, they might try and keep any sort of spoilers or anything overly interesting for the episode, but that's for us to wait and find out. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support for the channel, just your overall excitement for this upcoming episode. If you want to leave your various thoughts, opinions, theories, predictions, everything like that in the comments section down below, that would be awesome. Always curious to read them. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.